This is MindPower.
Well, hello there, and welcome back to MindPower. I'm Bryce L. Tomlinson from NewDepthMedia.com, and today we're going to unbox the Tascam US-144 Mark II USB 2.0 audio MIDI interface. This interface has 4-in, 4-out USB audio interface. So, it has basically two XLR inputs with or without phantom power. You have two line inputs that are balanced or unbalanced TRS, tip ring sleeve 1/4-inch jacks. The right one you can use for guitar. It also has coaxial SPDIF and AES EBU digital input-output, independent level controls for line out and phones out, which is great because that way you can have a separate monitor for your headphones. Of course, it has headphone output, zero latency direct input monitoring. This is really important because there's nothing more frustrating than recording and being like just behind or ahead of the music, and while you're performing you have to like expend extra concentration on how far behind or ahead of the music you are. This thing basically eliminates that. You have really no latency to speak of. It says zero latency, but it's really like microscopic milliseconds of latency that you have. 1x1 MIDI input output, which is one of the important things that I need because I use control surfaces that are MIDI. I have an old Insonic KS32 keyboard and another different keyboard controller that I want to be able to plug into this thing, and RCA stereo line output. That way you can run it into a mixer or you can run it into a receiver. It can also act as a sound card if you wanted it to, a stereo sound card. It has headphone output, of course, and it's USB powered, so it doesn't need an external power supply. It just runs off one of those standard USB cables that you have for USB 2.0. It seems to be important to me to mention that it appears that Tascam is now a part of TIAC, or the other way around. TIAC is a consumer level device company. You probably bought one of their CD players or receivers or something, and they're really consumer level. Tascam has always been king of multi-tracking and audio. They made lots and lots of 4-tracks and 8-track recording decks back in the day, and ADATs and stuff like that. So this is definitely I would say it's at the professional level. It's going to be, I mean, I haven't opened this one up, but I had the Tascam US-122, and the reason why I bought this, I actually sold my Tascam US-122. I didn't want to, but it doesn't work with the 64-bit mode on the Mac's OS X. So on the Mac, I wanted to run 64-bit and not have to boot up in 32-bit just to get my audio interface to record. So with this, I should be able to run it in 64-bit, but it will also run on my Windows 32-bit operating system. Anyway, let's get right down to it. And it also comes with, it mentions it right here, that it comes with Cubase LE5, and which is a music application, multi-tracking and MIDI stuff. I've never used Cubase, so those of you that have any input on that, you can leave that in the comments below. Here's the drivers for the Mark II, software and documentation CD. This is Mac compatible, so that's PC and Mac compatible. Let's go ahead and open that up. Have a look-see. PC Mac compatible, so it's a hybrid CD or ISO 9660. And Cubase LE5. We'll just get a look at that. It's OEM version, not to be sold separately. And I understand this is kind of a cool program. I haven't ever tried it. I might actually try it because I haven't really gotten into doing any kind of music applications. I use Reason on the PC, which I'm kind of excited to see how this thing performs with Reason, but I use an old version of Reason. So here's the manual. The manual has lots and lots of great diagrams. This thing is pretty simple to run. So your manual is probably going to be a one-off, like you're going to read through it and get the hang of it pretty quick, and you'll pretty much know how to use it at that point. It's pretty straightforward for any of you gearheads. So you have a troubleshooting quick start guide here, gives you some lowdown on installation, all that stuff. And what do we have here? This is a TIAC, worldwide distribution and services facilities. So yeah, it is part of TIAC, which is kind of a consumer level merchandise company. So I'm actually kind of sad to see that, because Tascam's always been like, I don't know, but Tascam is considered TIAC professional. It says right there. See that? Kind of cool, huh? Here is the TIAC professional, more information. Notice about the use of digital inputs, owner's manual stuff, two-sided, don't understand other languages. And here we go. Keep for your records, your warranty, probably your warranty card, product registration, and cardboard. Okay, meat and taters right here. This is the device. Styrofoam. Yummy. Okay. I used to like to chew on styrofoam when I was a kid. That's why I am the way I am. Okay. So, we have the USB cable. It's actually kind of a beefy cable. So look here. All right. Let's see how long this cable is. Let's give it a look-see. Oh, it's actually longer than the last one that I had. It's, I'm gonna say, 5-6 feet. Pretty close. The last one that I had was for my old Tascam was about 3.5 feet. And I kind of recommend using the shorter cords, because if you start getting into longer cords, and that includes like the MIDI, you start getting into latency issues. So even though it comes with a nice long cord, I might actually use the shorter cord anyway. So let's open up the big beastie. All right. And got the serial numbers and stuff on the back here. And wow, these knobs are really nice looking. They're kind of it's a hard plastic. Remember the US-122 had kind of a rubberized finish, and it was like, I don't know, I want to say steel sides. I don't know if that was for heat purposes or just for durability or whatever, but this still looks pretty meaty. It's pretty beefy, but it's lighter than the US-122, considerably lighter. These are inset, whereas the US-122, they stuck out quite a bit. If you've looked at my Facebook, you've probably seen my US-122 pictures that I had, and all the stuff stuck out of the back. So it's kind of nice that it sticks in a little bit, but depending on what kind of cables you're using, you may find that the housing on your cables may, I don't know. They made them pretty wide though, so that's kind of cool. They're kind of big, so if you got some big beefy cables that you're plugging in like monsters or something like that, it'll probably fit in there, because they look pretty wide around there. And they're using like security screws to hold it together. It's kind of cool. Of course, Tascam, famous for having like, you know, super smooth knobs and stuff. These are a little, they're not quite as smooth. I would say that the rotation is pretty smooth, but they're a little, I don't know if you can hear that. Let's see if I can get it closer. They kind of clunk around a little bit, so that's kind of weird, but still very smooth movements, which is going to be nice if you're mixing real time. Mono on off, which that wasn't there before. So like you couldn't just like plug a bunch of stuff in and have it be out of both channels. I still kind of wish that you could adjust the balance on each one of these channels. I don't see that feature here. It wasn't on the US-122, and I really wished it was, so you could like ping pong effects or use one channel for the left and one channel for the right and switch them back and forth if you needed to. That feature is not available here. It wasn't available before, so it's not anything new that it's not there. Used to be on the US-122 that both could be switched from mic line to guitar. Now it's only the right channel that can do the guitar. Otherwise, this thing seems to be pretty much the same. Mono mix. You used to have a switch for direct out for the headphones, and I guess now it's like you have a monitor mix, you have a line out, and then you have the phones. And I have yet to figure out, like, what does the monitor mix affect? Is it going to affect the headphones or the line out? We'll find out later on. Probably do a review on this device. Anyway, that right there is the it's metal for sure. It seems to be some kind of a carbon alloy kind of, you know what I'm talking about, like laptops are made of. It's a little lighter. Not the rubberized finish that I liked on the previous Tascam. I imagine this is probably going to be a little more scratchy, meaning prone to getting scratched up, especially with me being, like, you know, the tormentor of gear. So I imagine that that's going to probably happen over time. My other one kind of got out pretty much unscathed because, you know, it's kind of the type of finish that was pretty much impervious to Bryceness. So anyway, that right there is the Tascam US-144 Mark II USB interface. If you want to check out some more details on this, there are going to be links down below in the description of this video. You should go check it out, get some more information on specs. Thank you for watching. If you like this video, you can help me out by clicking those like and favorite buttons down below. And if you enjoy seeing tech tutorials, reviews, and more, please be sure to subscribe to my channel. I hope you do. Also, if you have any questions or ideas to contribute, make sure you tell me about it in the comments below. Thanks again, and we'll see you next time on MindPower.